Hey, what's up, Gemini? Welcome to another timeless tarot reading. Good energy off the start. Your strength is showing here, and not just your strength, but a pretty natural strength, because even fate is at your back to a certain extent. You are perhaps good at listening to when fate is giving you opportunities to increase your strength, and you take those opportunities, yielding you strength. You have capacity. And maybe it's been hard work. Maybe there's been a lot of energy spent. But it doesn't look as if you are necessarily stuck without the will to go even further. Not a bad opener. Let me see if I can get anything else here. A good sign that you have your internal stability, your internal Gemini duality under control, in that it is not hindering your ability to achieve these 9 wands. Following this, we have the Emperor and the Knight of Cups. Not an air sign. Knight of Cups is a concept of being dreamy, quote unquote. Perhaps you have the strength, but how you feel also seems to matter. The things that give you those feelings make the difference, which sometimes means you may have to step away from the arduous effort from time to time. But that is a part of why this success is so powerful, or why this energy is capable of this strength, so to speak, this capability. Interesting. With this Emperor energy, this Wheel of Fortune energy, it's quite a helping hand, so to speak. It is quite a step from 9 of Wands to the Emperor. But with fate at your back, it is hard to be surprised. Cards are not coming out too quickly for your reading, to be honest with you. Page of Swords. Righteous energy. Sort of a witty energy. It's definitely a good sign of embracing wisdom. Oh, and this is your air sign for the first time. Gemini energy. It's definitely seeing these opportunities that the Wheel of Fortune is bringing to you. And it's stabilizing a habit of success here. And the far-reaching effects of this are quite vast. Let me see what else I can find here. Just a lot of energy of success, really. I would almost envy you, but I don't think envying is an endearing quality. But this energy is something that is not so easy for everybody. And we're even getting a pretty solid stick on the cards here. There's not really much more coming out. This reading is only at like 4 or 5 minutes, so bear with me here. I'm trying to find something. So here's 3 cards, but I'm not sure what order I should put them in. So here we have the 10 of Swords in reverse, so that's interesting. Maybe there's a little bit more anxiety under the hood than you let on. Maybe I'm not sure. I'm going to have to expand on this card here. It's as if a usual rigorous ethic is ignored in the sake of emotion, for the sake of emotionality. But there is this disappointment about something involved in this. Might have to expand this and see what it says. It's not where you want to be with all of this success. Because the success seems obvious, but then how you feel about it seems a little shaky now. Yep, something is off with the emotionality of the situation. So right as soon as I was saying you got your Gemini duality under control, it shifts into this other energy, where you are in fact, you're definitely missing an opportunity here to not get lazy about your quality of judgment. But there is a slight sign here that something of the emotional capacity is going to knock you down a peg, and that it is not really advised here for you to lose yourself in that emotional capacity. But very strange, because the emotional capacity seems well intended, because the Nine of Cups is in the upright, so it's the energy is in the upright. The problem is the energy is feeding the wrong things. They're feeding illicit thinking and some kind of inability to achieve, but more specifically some kind of inability to proceed down a path that will succeed, which leads to a natural failure at some point. Which is understandable if you're not taking in the light of the sun properly. And to expand the energy just a little further, it would in fact take you down a peg or two on your energy. It may be lazy decision making. This is very, very interesting. I'm almost about to see like two sides to this reading, basically. Another sign of intuition. Your intuition and your feelings are a little off here. The feelings are it's not necessarily the feelings, it's the dreamy nature, perhaps. It's the more elusive experience with emotionality. Dense emotionality, it is empowering you off of a more powerful path, though. That energy is leading to more ruin, so to speak. It is dethroning your power. It is diminishing your capacity to feel successful. And it is due to a lack of impedance to emotional guidance from higher source, which is helping to feel forth the natural effect of that, which is that also the mentalism is going to be clouded as well. Very strange, because those energies aren't what gets you to Nine of Wands, Six of Wands, and Wheel of Fortune Emperor energy. So I'm almost seeing some kind of dualistic messages here. So the thing is, if the Nine of Cups was in reverse, I could easily say that you're going down like some kind of toxic path is leading to this, but that's not exactly what this is suggesting with Knight of Cups in the upright. Knight of Cups in the upright, maybe that's someone who's a little bit more leadable by their emotions, allow them to be led around, kind of. If they can be instigated into the correct feelings. Which is sort of how you get defeated. You can get defeated if a foe can take that power upon you. And so I'm not sure what this well-intentioned emotionality is, but the energy around it is not very successful. The successful energy is in the other direction, which is sticking to sort of what fate can do for you. and what fate has in store for you, which is typically how this energy seems to be working. So I don't know where this hiccup is with this emotionality, but very disappointing energy surrounding it. So I'm going to try and expand the Emperor here. Flip that way too many. He's Emperor followed by Knight of Swords in reverse. Still a definitely like a misfire of opportunity. The Knight of Swords is maybe very defensive to the Emperor, or hasty energy. And not a great evolution for the Page of Swords. Very strange reading for sure. This core energy is getting run out a little bit here. You can see the Emperor is clarified. So this is disappointing. This reading did start out pretty good. We just have Gemini energy come out. Had the Lovers come out, and on the flip I did not grab them actually. So we're looking at this, which is disappointing. This Emperor's energy is for some reason missing a beat or two, because they aren't, somehow they aren't achieving with their Emperor energy. I don't know who this Knight of Swords is, but his energy is very diminished. Okay, so the sign seems to be, yeah, the emotion. There's some kind of emotionality that is not helping the situation, and there's a lot of success here, but it gets hung up on something. So some kind of pattern of success, something that would usually lead to success, like, is no longer being done as a good habit. For even just an instant or two, maybe. But perhaps a pattern of it. And once this new pattern sets into the pattern of success, it seems to be emboldened by maybe an optimistic nature or an emotionally manipulative nature. Something is inspiring your emotionality in a way that is not going to have you seen out to success as you're expecting it to in your imagination. But it's connected to some kind of strong feeling and like a deep emotionality, so it's for some reason has the capacity to take that part of you. But in retrospection, it looks as if there's a lot of disappointment over this. And there is a sign here to get over your emotions a little bit with some rationality. It's sort of a mind over heart suggestion here that the Knight of Cups pattern might be a pattern, and putting that pattern down for a bit is part of the suggestion here. And the suggestion is that your intuitive capacity and your subliminal capacity will be properly empowered for some reason. So it's almost as if you're just letting your feelings take you, basically. But the mentalism as a result of that is not necessarily of the best quality. It's not the quality that has yielded whatever this other success is. There's a lot of potential in this success, but there is definitely a disappointment. maybe an ally lost in the long run. Great achievement, but some misfiring in delegation or success with others. Which is not exactly what the Emperor needs. So I don't know what this is all about, to be honest with you. It's very, very split here. One way has a weird connotation, the other way has a weird connotation. I don't know what this root energy is, but that's really what you need to be sticking to here. I don't know where the Emperor went wrong on setting up this group activity and making this group activity come together, because that is definitely disrupting the flow of the Emperor and the flow of this successful quality. I would hate to say selfishness from an upright Emperor, but maybe some iron-handedness that not everybody's on board with. And the Emperor meets some kind of criticism. Maybe not well-founded, but there's definitely resistance in their path. But it was kind of brought to bear for reasons that are of great matter to whomever this evolving energy is that comes to face this quality. It is not giving it a good sign here. It definitely loses some judgment, and the Emperor keeps their upright energy, but that would suggest that this individual is not seeing the Emperor's experience, and that's very disappointing. So, not sure if you are the Gemini, this Page of Swords, and the Emperor is somebody else, and maybe you aren't seeing the wisdom in an elder, and you're contributing to a failure of group process. It's very disappointing. It seems to really linger, however, and it even comes back against the Emperor. So I don't know if you have anything like that going on, but it's very interesting how that's happening. Dang, this reading started off really cool, and then it got into these like this weird duality here. Tricky energy, that's for sure. It's rooted in some great energy, though. And there's great potential here. Alright, I think that's it, Gemini. I hope this meant something to someone, so thank you very much.